Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Terry, and you're watching Lamont's Life.
Hey, George.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Uh, if y'all don't know, my name's Terry once again, and you watching Lamont's Life, or you listening? You tuning in to Lamont's Life. So, man, let's get into it, man. I ain't did episode, man, in a minute. It's been like I don't know. It's probably been since like January. I'll say January probably was my last episode. It might have been early February. I don't know, but it's been a minute. That's all I can say, man. A lot, man. A lot's happened. That's all I can say. A lot has going on since then. But since my last episode, I don't know. I can't remember. I just had to go back and look in the archive. But since then, I have started school or started classes back up again because winter break ended. So we back in school. Um, school is going real well right now. So, I'm just pushing through, what I'm saying, trying to grind on that. Nothing too major right now. I'm taking a math and a business class. So, nothing too crazy. So, obviously working still full time. So, work is steady, nothing crazy happening at work. So, that's about it. With the school thing, yeah, it's better just start school. School is not, hard. If it do get hard, then I'm needed, take some tutoring and stuff like that. But um, also, I hate to get sad on the pod. I said before I don't really like to, have no sad moments or no moments that make people potentially cry. But one of my dogs, back in February passed away. Um, So just a little bit of background on my dog. His name is Maverick, by the way. He was one of my older dog, or I only got two dogs, so he was my older dog. Um, but he was older, but we had him for less time. We only had him since 2020. But um, so I would say back in February. Um, it was actually before that, but obviously we just didn't know. But he had gotten hurt one day, and we was like, ah, dang, like we just thought it was just something like, just something like, type shit, like just just get a dog getting hurt. So we took him to the vet, gave us some medication. Was like, oh, you're gonna get better, type shit. So one day we had seen like his breathing started changing, and I was like, bro, why is he breathing so fast? Like that's not normal. Even if he's just like chilling and shit, like he just started breathing fast. So we took him to the vet, and I know, yeah, my mom took him to the vet on it was like on a Friday, and then my mom found out that he had cancer. It was like lung cancer. So um, and it's probably like in the later stages, but yeah. So found that out, and then that Saturday, or that Friday, he didn't really do a lot of movement. he was just like chilling at home. Like he got home, sleeping, and Saturday he really didn't move around a lot. He would just go to one place and just sit there and just rest. And then that Sunday, we noticed he had just started. He was moving around a lot more, and like he had came in my room in the morning, and I had a basketball game that morning or that afternoon. So, um, yeah, he was just moving around a lot, and I was like, man, this he's what I'm saying he's hasn't really been like his breathing didn't improve that much, but we was like, that might they might help with giving him some medication and stuff for that, but like his movements and stuff was better. Like he was like he was more active, and he had gone outside, and he was just laying outside, and I remember my parents was talking one day. And they was just talking about like how dogs like pass away and stuff like that. Like they'll normally just like go somewhere where they don't want to be bothered basically, and they'll just like get away from everybody and just like just go. I was like, damn. So he had went outside and he was outside for a little bit, and I was like, oh nah, bro, like nah, we can't do this. So I had gone outside and I was petting him. He was just looking at and like he was just looking at me, and then I looked at him. And I was like, I had made a little like it was just like a little joke type shit, but I was serious obviously. But joke at the same time. So I was like, hey, bro, when I come back home, like, you better be in the house type shit. So I leave, um, and then I go to my basketball game, and then I had two. Did I have two games? No, I think I just had one. Yeah, I just had one game. So yeah, I had one game, and then I went to Wendy's after because I was like, I'm hungry. So I went to Wendy's and I called my mom. I was like, hey, did what's name come back in the house? She's like, yeah, he's back in. He's walking around. I was like, oh, all right, cool. So, just chilling. And I came back home. We just chilling for a few hours, and he was moving around a lot. I was like, man, he just, I feel like he's really getting better. Like he was just moving around like so, like he was like his movement was crazy, but he didn't really eat a lot, which I mean, it's kind of abnormal because he loves to eat, but so yeah, like he's moving around a lot. So, um, damn, I don't want to get much shit. I didn't think I was gonna get much. Hold on. Um, so yeah, we was just chilling, and then my mom had cooked. She had made like some fried chicken. Yeah, she had made some fried chicken, and my so I'm downstairs. I'm downstairs watching. Me and my friend was watching a movie, and my mom, she like she comes to the door, and I can just like hear it in her voice. She was like, Terry, Maverick's gone. And I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, I was like, hold on, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? So, my first instinct was like, what? Like, this is my face. Like, I'm like, what? So, I go upstairs, um, come through the kitchen, and then I go to the dining room. And then, like, it's in between the dining room and the living room. And he's just laying there, like, eyes open, everything. Like, he just, like, not moving at all. I was like, oh shit. So, yep, that was yeah. Like we had lost him, and the last footage we have of him is like on the Ring camera. Um, yeah, my stepdad had let him outside a few times, and then he had walked back in, and my mom was like, yeah, he came back in from being outside. He turned the corner, because if you know, like our house, so basically like our house is like, so when you first walk in, it's a couch, and then it's like a little table. So he walk in, there's a couch table. He walks past the couch and the table, and he turns the corner to walk towards the like the living room area. And then she said he turned the corner, and he didn't make it to the edge of the couch before he just collapsed. And she said it was like blood coming from his mouth, and I was like, yeah, I was like, damn, that's tough. But no, that was my guy. I ain't gonna lie to you. If you no, because I didn't really talk a lot about my dogs. I spoke on them briefly, but um, let me see if I can show y'all a picture. So okay, so the people that's watching, y'all gonna see a picture. If you listening, I'm sorry, but if you just listening, I'm sorry. You can't see this picture, but the people that's watching this, you can see this picture. Hold on, let me see. Acting like I ain't got a bunch of pictures. Hold on, let me see. What's one that I can find? Okay, he's the bigger dog. I'm gonna turn my brightness down so y'all can see it better. It's kind of sucks actually. Yeah, hold on, let me back it up a little bit. Yeah, so he's the bigger dog. Yeah, he's the bigger dog. Yeah, he's this guy right here. Yeah, and then that's Ivan, of course, Ivan right there. Anyway, little guy, but so we lost him, and then we had to put him in the garage, and then my mom took him to the Humane Society the next day, and they just cremated him. So yeah, but Maverick was my guy. Like every day, like I'm telling you, every day, like that's one of those relationships, like you know, like that's the type of stuff like you don't take for granted, and you know, like I don't really know how to explain it, cause like I used to be one of those people that was like, when somebody would say they lost their pet or something like that, or they lost their dog, I'd be like, so get another dog. Like I used to be one of them people type shit like a long time ago. Obviously not like that no more, but when I lost mine, I was like, damn, bro, like that's man. I don't wish that shit on nobody. Like obviously, obviously they're not gonna live forever, but doing that shit, it's different when you like take them to like, the hospital or some shit, and you gotta like put them down or some shit. But like when you watch like mom's watched him like pass away, like them was his last moments type shit. Like we saw him go, we saw him come and go. Like that was it. Like that's man, it's tough. But man, honestly, like we'll never be able to replace him type shit. Like it don't matter how many dogs we get, we can get $1 million after that. But it's just nah, you ain't gonna be able to replace him. But my mom, she had gave me this it's a bracelet, so I guess it's for like when you lose a like if you lose a pet or something, cause she had got a wind chime and it has like a some kind of saying about it, or it's like a saying in the wind chime, and like basically like I may not be here, but like whenever the wind blows, you think about me or something like that. And then she got this bracelet that has a paw. If you see this silver piece on it, that's because that's a paw, like a dog. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna take it off and see if I can show y'all. Like this piece right here, or this part right here, that's a paw right there. I might like paint his initial on one of these little bead things. I don't know yet. But yeah, this is for Maverick for sure. But yeah, man, that was man. Like I said, I don't wish that on nobody, bro. Like I'm still like I ain't never gonna be the same. I ain't gonna lie to you. After that, like that shit just it fucked me up. It fucked like it, yeah, that, man. That I ain't gonna lie, that losing Maverick, it touched everybody in the family. I'm not gonna lie, but man, I ain't never gonna get over that. So I'm gonna take that one to the grave for real. But hey, man, I just know if he was still here, man. I don't even know for real. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Yeah, I just really lost motivation to do a lot of shit, including the podcast. So I was like, man, I was like, I'll just do that. I'll do that shit later. I'm trying to think about that shit right now. So that's one of the main reasons why. I ain't gonna say one of the main reasons because I went like a little while before that without doing any episodes, but that's one of the it was extended because of that. So like me not doing no episodes was extended because of that. So but yeah, that's pretty much all I got with that. Cause man, that's tough. But you know what I'm saying, he gonna stay with me. You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna keep his name alive if I can. If something happens to this bracelet, I hope not. But if something happens to this one, I'm gonna get another one. So I'm telling you, bro, we gonna keep him alive for sure. But moving on to more positive things, it's a lot that's going on in the we never talk sports because it's a lot that's going on in the sports world, a lot. So before I do get into that though, I'm gonna touch a little bit more on the dog situation. Like if you have not even just like a dog, but like a friend or a family member, that you're close to, or just whatever, or just in general, if you have that close knit group of, people in your life, just appreciate them, and just thank them, for being there and just, tell them you love them because, hey, you don't know if you're going to see them again. So, like, I see them every day. I'm like, hey, man, I love you, type stuff. Like, not even trying to be corny. Like, I'm just dead ass. Like, I tell my dog I love him. Like, both my dogs. Like, it's, they might not understand, but they might, you know what I'm saying? So, just like, not even with dogs, but just people in general. Like, see people every day, tell me love them, give them a hug. Like, because you don't know. You don't know if this is going to be your last time seeing them or, vice versa. So, just a quick touch point on that. So, for sure. But anyway, moving on, more positive, more positive things. A lot has been happening in sports. The first thing I'm going to really get into is college. I don't think I really talked too much about college basketball on the pod. I could really look back on a few episodes, but I don't think I talked too much about college basketball. But if y'all didn't know already, my college basketball team is Kansas University. Yeah, I think Kansas University. Duh, stupid. But yeah, Jayhawks, Rock Chalk. Yeah, for sure. Rock Chalk, Jayhawk, like that. I ain't gonna lie, that little chant is kind of scary. But I ain't gonna. It's kind of scary. But yeah, that's my college basketball team. Die hard since I was born. Like, that's just my team. And this season, it's been kind of up and down. We had a promising start. I was like, oh, we got some pieces over here. But then it was like, it kind of, it was up and down season. Had injuries. Losing tough games. Losing terrible games. It was just all over the place. So, but yes, was it yesterday? I'm trying to think if it was yesterday or the day before. Okay, it might have been the day before. It might have been. I think it was Wednesday. I'm not sure. I could be wrong. But we played Cincinnati. If you don't know, we're in the postseason tournaments right now. So like the conference tournaments. So like Big 12, SEC, Pac-12, Big 10, ACC. Like all the conference tournaments before the March Madness NCAA tournament. But we obviously had our first game of the Big 12 tournament the other day. We played against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not a horrible team. I don't know too much about Cincinnati, so don't patronize me for this, but I definitely feel like we, should have beat them. Not gonna say handily, but like we should have beat them. Like, But they came out, beat us by 20. I was like, that's tough. And granted, Kevin McCullough and Hunter Dickinson, they didn't play. But, it is what it is. Whoever is available, they got to step up and, make an impact. And obviously, We had a few guys. KJ Adams. He did what he had to do, 22 points. But I mean, he can't do it by himself, and he's not. He's not just. He can't carry. He can't. But he needed some help, and nobody decided to help. So I mean, I don't know. He had almost half the points. So I mean, like 22 out of 52. Like I don't know what to like. That's like I don't know, but it was rough. I mean, we lost to Cincinnati. It was 72-52. But we get our guys back for the tournament. But it's no excuse. I mean, we lost. Fair and square. So it is what it is. But it was yesterday or it was today. Earlier today, Tennessee lost to was it Mississippi State? Yep, was it? Yeah, Yep, they lost. Yep, Tennessee lost to Mississippi State by 17. Tennessee was the number 1 seed, and they lost to I think Mississippi State was like the 9 seed or something. And that was a big surprise for sure, because I bet people thought Tennessee was because they won the SEC regular season, and people probably thought they was gonna go a little bit further. So that was kind of surprising. And then Duke lost to, I believe, NC State the other day. They lost to NC State, which is definitely a big surprise. So, yeah, Duke lost to NC State. And then Kentucky lost to, was it Texas A&M? Yeah, Kentucky lost to Texas A&M, which that was a surprise too. Because, yeah, Kentucky was one of those teams, It's like Kentucky, I ain't gonna lie. As Kansas, I don't really think there was gonna be one of those top, because we was the 6th seed in the Big 12. I'm like, yeah, bro, we probably ain't gonna win this tournament. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but it was just like it's too much inconsistent play for us to even be thinking about winning the tournament. But we could get hot at the right time, but it just wasn't even during that game against Cincinnati. We shot like 1 for 15 from the 3-point line, so you can't win games like that. Just to be honest with you, you can't win games like that. So, my apologies, but yeah, I mean some big upsets, and then I ain't like I really look forward to like the smaller conference tournaments. Like the other day, I was watching Vermont, and who's they playing? It was Vermont and somebody, I can't remember, but it was Vermont and another team. And then you got like the Montana State. You got like the Ivy League. You got like the Harvard, like the Princeton, like those smaller, conferences. I feel like those can be a lot more exciting too, because they have a lot more on the line. Because, for example, like if you're in one of these bigger conferences like the Big 12 or like the Big 10, and like let's say, for example, like you're a Purdue or a Tennessee, you could lose your conference tournament and still make the NCAA tournament. Like, but if it's like one of the smaller conferences like a Princeton or, like a Vermont, even if you win your in-season tournament, or not in-season tournament, even if you win the regular season title, you have to win your tournament to make the NCAA tournament. Like that's really, like it may be trash, but I mean that's what makes it more exciting, because it's like it's a lot more on the line for them, because you could lose. Like, for example, KU, we lost in our in-season tournament, but we're gonna make the Big 12 or the NCAA tournament. We ain't gonna be a high seed. If we is, that shit's gonna surprise me. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean we're still gonna make the tournament. But it's a lot harder for those teams in those smaller conferences, or those conferences that aren't really like a Power 5 conference, because they have to win the tournament to make the big tournament. So there's a lot more on the line. So I do be paying attention to those games, even though they're not widely broadcasted or, really just marketed. Those games be exciting, because they got more to play for. Like a lot of them dudes, this could be their last game, you know, title, or this could be their last, basketball game like ever. They might not go pro or go overseas. Like this could be their last game right here. Like this could be their last shot. So, but a lot of guys from those smaller schools, they could raise their draft stock, potentially get drafted, stuff like that. So you gotta put that in mind too. So I think that's really exciting. But as of right now, college is just one of them situations where it's like, damn, like you don't really know. You don't know what's gonna happen. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, you really don't know. Like you don't like. That's just one of the things that makes college exciting because I really can't tell you who's gonna win the title. Because I could say KU could win the title. I could say UConn could win it. I could say Purdue. I could say Kentucky. I could say Tennessee. I could say UNC. I could say Duke. Like it's so many teams you could look at and be like, man, they could win the title. Because I mean, Houston. I mean, Houston. I mean, it's just you just never know. You really just never know. Like it's up in the air. Like I'm telling you, it's up in the air. So college, I can't really tell you who would be the national champion. Honestly, it's also another thing too. Like you can't really say who the best player in college is because like it's so many good players. And the thing about college that you can't really distinguish because college they don't really play each other. So like you can have a player that's in, for example, like someone in the Pac-12, saying they're the best player in America, and you have somebody like saying like the SEC and saying they're the best player in America. But if they're not playing each other or their competition isn't the level that analysts might think is of a certain extent, they be like, oh, well, he's not the best player. It's like you can't really gauge that, so I don't know. I can't really tell you who the best player in the country is. A few people I've been paying attention to is Dalton Connect from Tennessee. That dude, like, they lost today or early today because Mississippi State was just on. Like, they was double teaming, triple teaming him, so they had a game plan for him. But over the course of the season, like, he's like, dude he can shoot, he can dribble. Um, I haven't really seen much of his defense, so I can't really tell you if he plays like great defense or what kind of defender he is. But he can shoot. He got handles. He's just one of those guys he's athletic. Like he's athletic for sure. Like he's like 6'7", 6'8", but like he's like athletic. And I feel like if he wants to advance like and develop at the next level, like the NBA level, I think he'll probably just have to become more of a better ball handler and be able to. I was talking to my stepdad about it. Be able to create more off the dribble because he got game for sure. Don't get that twisted. He got game for sure. But I feel like when you playing against those teams that's like blitzing you and they want to get the ball out of your hands, you just gotta be a little bit better off the bounce. I could say me personally too, cause I ain't got the best handles. When I be playing in these men's leagues, I be getting. I ain't gonna say all the time, but nah, just creating better off the dribble, being a better playmaker, becoming a better playmaker, and then if his defense isn't up to par, I'm not gonna speak on his defense because, like I said, I don't know. But if his defense isn't really up to par, get your defense up, bro. You 6'7", probably got a good wingspan, and that's gonna if you say you'll do some good things as a defender in the league. But that's one of the players I've been watching for sure. And then who else have I been watching? Rob Dillingham from Kentucky. He's a dog. Yeah, he's lottery for sure. Like he's tough. Like he's one of those people. He's really a professional scorer. Like he's gonna get to his spot wherever. Like he gonna pull up three, blow by you, lay up, mid range. He has the bag. That's the thing with defense. I haven't seen a lot of his defense, but what I have seen, I mean, he's a solid defender. I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen a lot of his defense, so I can't really speak on the defense. But nah, Rob gonna get you a bucket, and he's good with court vision too. Like he has a high IQ, so he knows how to get his team involved too. So that's man, Rob. I've been watching Rob Dillingham, but and by the way, if you watching this or listening and you haven't watched those players and you know you like do that kind of research, do that research. Look them up. Go to YouTube. Look up Rob Dillingham highlights. Look up Dalton Connect highlights. I'm telling you, and they both in the SEC. By the way, so there you go. Like them boys, they the real deal. Okay, but who else? I'm trying to see who else. This is kind of under the radar, dude. I was telling my stepdad about him. Wade Taylor. I don't know if he's like the fourth or the fifth. I can't remember like what the symbol of his name is, but Wade Taylor from Texas A&M, he's tough. He's very tough. Like I think he averages like 20 something points a game. Might be 30 something, but he's very tough. He was part of that Texas A&M team that beat Tennessee, or not Tennessee, Kentucky, which Rob didn't count on Kentucky. So, but now I think he had like 30. He had like 30 something. He might have had like 40. I could be wrong, but Wade Taylor is the truth. Like he's one of those dudes. Like he can do it all too. He's a playmaker. Can shoot. Got handles. He's tough. Texas A&M, SEC, another SEC school. So I'm trying to think who else I've been watching. I've been watching Bronny a little bit. Not really, because he hasn't really been playing a lot. But a few of his teammates, Isaiah Collier, he's tough. Boogie Ellis is tough. So, like, man, yeah, it's just a lot of talent in college, man. Women's too. Like, we don't like. I ain't even gonna say I forgot about women's, but like, I'm just talking about men's. But let me switch over to women's. Like, bro, you got all this talent in women. Like, you got Caitlin Clark. She just became the leading scorer in college basketball history. Like, crazy. Like, she pulled from like 40, laced it. Like, I'm like, oh, like, she just like. And then you got Juju Watkins. Nah, Juju is a problem. She might give Caitlin a run for her money for real, cause she going crazy right now. Like she's going stupid. But obviously you got South Carolina. That whole team, they just went undefeated again. Very tough. You got Paige Beckers at UConn. She said she coming back for another year, but Paige is tough. Then she got injured, but she came back and she killing them still. Paige is tough. So yeah, it's gonna be scary next year for sure. She coming back. But man, it's just so much talent just in college basketball in general, like men and women's. But man, somebody I think on Utah. I've been watching somebody on Utah too. I can't remember her name, but I think she became like the all-time Utah rebound leader in women's. I could be wrong. I can't remember her name, but nah, she can ball too for sure. I can't go on. I can't remember her name. It's nothing personal. Damn. I have to look that shit up. But yeah, she can get to it for sure. It's like she plays the game the right way for sure. But just sports in general, yeah. With college, like I said, I can't really tell you one team that's really gonna win the title. I do these bracket things every year, but I'm gonna still probably do like one or two maybe this year, but might do like three or I probably do like 3 or 4. But I'm mostly probably just gonna be doing like game to game type bets, upsets, this team gonna beat this team type. So yeah, I'm gonna stick to that. I ain't really gonna rely too much on the bracket. But that's with college basketball, that's pretty much it. This whole season just been crazy. So it's just another one of them years. It's like, bro, you don't know who's gonna win. Like you really don't. So I mean, it's gonna be exciting for this tournament. Gonna be exciting for sure. And even if I ain't lie, I'm not even trying to be like a Debbie Downer or like just like get my hopes up, but I really don't see KU going that far. I probably see them maybe going Sweet 16, maybe. Like Sweet 16 might be pushing it. I'm not gonna lie. Like Sweet 16 is the max, like the farthest they might go. If they go farther than that, hey. But I'm just being realistic. So but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for the best. Obviously, we gonna see. Hopefully they can get to the Final Four and win the championship. But that's obviously the goal, right? But anyway, anyway, uh, yeah. So we gonna switch gears a little bit. Not really switch gears, but switch into another. I guess you could say level of play because we still on basketball. We gonna go to the NBA though, and the NBA season has been crazy. Like it's been a lot that's gone on. LeBron, 40K points. He became the number one scorer last year, but he hit 40K points this year. First player in NBA history to ever do that. GOAT. LeBron's my GOAT. We can talk about it. You don't have to talk about it. Doesn't matter. He's my GOAT. Simple. Like the proof is there. Like I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, so I mean he's GOATed, bro. Like 40,000 points. But this season has been very, 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 very exciting. I'm not gonna lie to you. One of the reasons it's been very exciting because by the way, if y'all didn't know, I'm a Oklahoma City Thunder fan. So yeah, my Thunder, we have an MVP candidate. I think he's the MVP. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Sorry, I'm tripping. But one of the best players in the league, best player in the league. Like it's not even like, come on now, like he just had 30. Like he's had like his 48th or 49th 30-point game of the season, most in Thunder history in one season. So I mean, he passed KD like 2 games ago. So I mean, what can he do? Like he's only 20. He's young. I'm gonna look up how old he is. Hey Siri, how old is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? He's 25. 25 years old. He's 25 and he's playing like that, bro. Like he's really him. Like, he's 25, and the Thunder have such a young team. Like, that's why I think it's special because the second oldest player is probably like I don't even know. But I mean, we did just get Gordon Hayward, which obviously he's a vet. Good team guy. But the majority part of the Thunder is a real young team. So for him to be leading, and we number 1 in the West, number 2, number 1. So like, come on, bro. Like what? Last year we barely won like 40 games. I don't even think we made the playoffs. We didn't make the playoffs. We got to the play-in and lost to Minnesota. Yeah, Nah. We here. We number 1 now. Yeah, we making the playoffs for sure. It's almost a guarantee now. We making the playoffs. We making the playoffs. Shit, you talking about playing with me? Shit, but nah. It's been exciting to watch that team. We got Chet. He playing a full season. He's rookie of the year candidate. I think. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, they gonna give it to Wemby. Wemby's generational. I really can't say nothing about that. I mean, he's good. He's really good. But I mean, Chet's having a good year, so obviously he's a rookie year candidate. But yeah, Chet's having a good year. Jalen Williams is having a good year. I mean, this is the pieces are coming together for OKC for sure. So I hope we can. Bro, if we get a championship out of these niggas, bro, I'm gonna be so excited. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's gonna be different. I'm gonna tell you. But so much is going on. Boston just clinched the playoffs. They got Boston. Boston is the first team to 50 wins, and I don't even think they lost 20 games yet. So Boston is dangerous. Obviously, they're dangerous every year, but Boston, we gotta see it in the playoffs. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, we have to see it in the playoffs. Like, all this regular season shit is cool, but what are you gonna do in the playoffs? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go to the finals? Are you gonna win the finals? Like, what are y'all gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do? You just gave Jaylen Brown the supermax contract, bro. What are you gonna do? $200 million. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, I need to know. We need to know. What are you gonna do, buddy? So yeah, that's just the one thing really with Boston. Like, what are y'all gonna do in the playoffs? Like, that's the real question. But with the NBA championship, like, it's so many. I would say my finals prediction. I'm gonna go ahead and say. Okay, I'm gonna start this way. I'm gonna start with the Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals, and then I'm gonna go to the NBA. Try to gauge it that way. So Western Conference finals, I'm gonna go with Denver. I just don't really Denver being beat. Like, Denver being healthy, Denver, having all the weapons they have. Jokic. I mean, they got Jamal Murray, they got Michael Porter, they got Aaron Gordon, they got a good bench. I just really don't see. They got a good coach. Like, I don't really see them niggas losing to anybody unless like something astronomical happens. But you just never know. I mean, it's the world of sports. You never know. Expect the unexpected. But I got Denver in the Western Conference Finals, and then Denver and damn. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. This might be a reach, but I'm gonna say OKC. I'm gonna say different OKC. Now, like I said, this is just prediction. This is my opinion, so I don't really, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna say Denver and OKC. I don't really know how the playoffs is gonna work out, so they might potentially meet before that. So if they do, what I just said is null and void. But anyway, Denver and OKC. I'm gonna just have to go with Denver on the slight edge just because of experience and the weapons that they have, and literally nobody can guard Jokic. We can't keep up with that nigga for a 7-game series. We can't do it. Chet's not gonna do it. Fucking Biyombo's not gonna do it. It's not gonna work. Whoever the fuck we got, it's not gonna be able to guard him. So, I mean, it's just not gonna. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So, obviously, got Denver in the finals. West Eastern Conference Finals. I'm gonna go with Boston. I just can't see Boston losing, honestly. If they stay consistent, they gotta stay consistent, and Tatum has to step his game up in the playoffs for them to get over that hump. And I mean, will he do it? I don't know, but I just don't really see nobody beating Boston. I'm gonna go with Boston and I'm gonna say Boston and Milwaukee for real. Like, them is really them is really the two teams where you look at it and it's like, man, I mean, who gonna beat them? Like, you could say Miami potentially, but Miami lost too many pieces, in my opinion, for them to beat Miami, or not beat Miami, for them to beat Boston or even Milwaukee. I'm not gonna lie to you. And Milwaukee getting Dame, I think that's probably gonna put them over the top, because obviously they don't have to rely too heavily on Giannis. When playoff come, like, it's gonna be Dame time for sure. But I'm gonna have Boston and Milwaukee. I'm gonna have Boston edging out Milwaukee and going to the finals. I'm gonna have Denver and Boston in the finals. And I'm gonna be honest with you. And this is just because I'm just a fan of the game. And it's not that I hate Denver, but I just want to see, guys like Tatum and Jaylen Brown, like, win. I have to go with Boston as far as like who I would want to win. But in actuality, because of just like my basketball knowledge, I see Denver winning just because of, again, nobody can stop Jokic. I mean, they got Michael, but like they got so many weapons, and they bench and they coaching is just. I ain't gonna say it's unmatched, but at the end of the day, the determining factor is Jokic. Like nobody can guard Jokic. At the end of the day, nobody is fucking with Jokic, bro. He's giving you 20. He's bare minimum giving you 25, 10, and 9. I'm gonna say 25, 10, 10. Like, and then 5, like I don't even know. I ain't gonna say blocks or steals, but he's gonna give you some buckets, and he's gonna dime you, and he's gonna get boards. So you gotta respect it. And he can do it all. He can shoot. He can dribble. He can post you up. He can, like, you can't do nothing with that. Like, and I just feel like the way that Denver plays, they play so together. It's just hard for teams to beat them when they start getting going. And you can say the same thing for Boston, but I just feel like Boston's not consistent enough when it comes to the playoffs to put them in that conversation. So that's why I'm saying like I have to see that consistency from Boston for them to be taken serious. And yeah, that's my prediction for the NBA Finals. Obviously MVP, I got Shea, of course. I just feel like, I mean, what he's doing with that team, best player on the best team. It's not even the best team because, like, without Shea, OKC's not winning a lot of games. Let's just be honest. And not even trying to be biased or anything, but if you take Jokic off of Denver, I feel like they're still winning games. If you take Tatum off of Boston, I feel like they're still winning games. I mean, Tatum played shit a few days ago in Denver and they lost, but I mean, it's been a couple games where he hasn't played, or I could be wrong, but I feel like Boston, the way Boston plays, they could still win without Jason Tatum. And I'm not hating on none of these guys. I'm just saying, like, from what I've seen, like, they could still win. But, they definitely having great seasons. Tatum having good season. Jokic just having a great season. So, shout out to them. But, and it is, I'm going to, he is kind of biased. Let Shea win the fucking MVP. Fuck you talking about? But, man, MVP race gonna be tight though. Rookie of the year, gotta give it to Wemby. That's it's prime. Like you gotta give it to Wemby. Most improved. Who can get most improved? Kobe White for sure. He's definitely in the conversation for most improved. Kobe White's really honestly I would say the biggest jump as far as one season to another is I would say him because he's elevated his game for sure. Even though Chicago's not having like the best of seasons, but Kobe White, man, he doing his thing. You could potentially put J Dub in. I think J Dub is having a good year to year type season. So you could put him up there. I would put him up there. Yeah, that's Coach of the year. I ain't gonna lie, dude from OKC. I can't pronounce his name. Long ass name. I ain't gonna say longest name. It's just kind of hard to pronounce. But dude from OKC, he doing his thing for sure. But that's pretty much my NBA predictions. And I mean, it's just crazy. Like you got so many teams. Like obviously you got scary teams like the Lakers. Obviously the Warriors are still in there. You still got the Kings. You got Dallas. You got Phoenix in the West. You got in the East. You got not Toronto, but you got Indiana. You got Orlando. You got obviously Milwaukee. Like it's gonna be tough, but I think after a certain point in the season, you're like, okay, yeah, these X amount of teams are we probably gonna be seeing these teams in the finals. But moving on to we're gonna switch gears to a different sport. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look at football, and we're gonna talk about some free agency. As a lot of you know, a lot went down in free agency. I'm gonna just run down a few things from that I've seen. You know, a few transactions that I've seen that have gone on. Um, one of the big um, free agent signings was obviously Saquon going to the Eagles. Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles. And he was just on the Giants. He going to the rival. He gonna play the niggas twice a year, beat their ass. um, then you got what else you got? You got man, it's crazy. Derrick Henry signs with the Ravens. Like that was crazy. Derrick Henry signs with the Ravens. Josh Jacobs signs with the Packers. That was a big one. You got Joe Mixon being traded to the Texans, and then they extended him, gave him a 3-year extension. So he gonna be in Houston for a minute. And then you got Brian Burns being traded to the Giants. Then they did a sign and trade. He getting 150 million. That's outrageous. That was a fleece if you looked at that trade. They traded like 6th and 7th round picks. I'm like, what the fuck is you doing for Brian? Like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. Whoever the Panthers GM or owner is, like, bro, you're smoking whatever you smoking. I don't want that shit. Keep it away from me. No, cause bro, what are you doing? The Rams offered you two first round picks and a second round pick for next year, and you didn't take this shit. What are you doing? Are you on crack? I ain't gonna say you on crack, but bro, you something got to be wrong, bro. You're tripping. Like something is up. You're out of pocket for that one. But man, DeAndre Swift signed with the Bears. The Bears traded for Keenan Allen. Like that was, man, the Bears is making some moves. I'm not gonna lie. The Bears signed Kevin Byard. The Bears made some moves. Watch out for the Bears. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a Justin Fields guy. Keep Justin Fields, Chicago. If anybody from the Bears organization listen to this, Justin Fields, keep him. Keep him. He's not the problem. Y'all need to protect that man. Y'all need to get him a line. Y'all need to get him some protection and some weapons. He got some weapons now. He got DJ Moore now, and he got Keenan. They just traded Darnell Mooney to the Falcons, I believe. Yeah, they traded him to the Falcons. Well, they traded him somewhere. I don't know if it was the Falcons. It might have been the Falcons, but yeah, the Falcons just signed Kirk Chains. Yeah, Kirk Cousins. And then they just traded Desmond Ridder to the Cardinals for Rondale Moore. So, you know, the Falcons is definitely making some moves for sure. And then I'm going to speak on my team a little bit. We didn't make a lot of moves, honestly. I'm going to be honest with you. We signed Antonio Gibson to the Patriots. Then we re-signed Jacoby Brissett, which Jacoby Brissett's not a terrible guy. But I'm just like, bro, we just need a motherfucker that's going to help us win, like, right now. He's been in the league for 8 years, bro. No disrespect, but he's not finna be, like, a future franchise kind of guy. Like, he's he's older. So we gonna need to get somebody who's, like, I don't know, young. My personal preference, and motherfuckers might be in disagreement with me on this, but I feel like Jaden Daniels would not be a bad pick for the Patriots. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel like that would be a great option. That's just my opinion. I mean, Heisman Trophy winner, played in one of the hardest conferences in football. I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't pick him up. But I don't make the rules, so I'm not finna, speak on it. But Tennessee made some good signings. They just signed Tony Pollard. They just signed Calvin Ridley. So interesting how a few years ago they didn't want to pay AJ Brown, but then they paid Calvin Ridley. No comment on that one. But speaking of Calvin Ridley, the Jags are making some moves too, because they just signed. Who did they just sign? They just signed Armstead from the Niners. They signed him to like a $50 million deal, I think 4 years, something like that. They gave him some bread for sure. And then also they signed Darnell Savage from Green Bay. And they signed someone else too. I can't remember who else they signed. Oh, Gabe Davis. They signed Gabe Davis from the Bills. They swooped him up. So Jacksonville gonna be dangerous too. They gonna have some, they gonna have some boys over there. But yeah, Texans obviously I said Joe Mixon, and then I don't know, Jeff Okuda signed with the Texans. So that might be a little bit scary, but a bunch of people got really. Oh yeah, speaking of another signing, the Dolphins signed Jordan Poyer. I think, yeah, they signed him from the Bills, which was crazy because I was finna speak on that too. A bunch of releasings, like a bunch of players got released. Xavier Howard got released off the Dolphins. Poyer and Micah Hyde got released off the Bills. Who else got released? Eddie Jackson got released off of Chicago. Vander Esch and Michael Gallup got released off of the Cowboys. Also, the Cowboys didn't sign nobody but the long snapper. Bruh. Let's talk about it, bruh. Bruh. Dallas, bruh. Y'all motherfuckers gotta do something, bro. That's crazy. The long snapper, bro. We don't need to hear about that. Like, what the come on, bro. Tighten up. Tighten the fuck up. But another big sign that Patrick Queen signed with the Steelers. They took him from Baltimore. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't gonna lie, that was a surprising sign. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I kind of had a feeling because they was really, I think when they got Roquan and signed him to that contract, they was really looking at going in a different direction. But I feel like there was a good tandem, but just didn't work out that way. But the Chiefs, as if they needed any more fucking firepower, they just signed, or they just traded. No, they signed him, or they did. No, they signed him as a free agent. Marquise Hollywood Brown, from the Cardinals, they signed him to a nice little deal. So that's gonna be another weapon for Patty Mahomes. Pat Mahomes. So yeah, that was a big signing too, for sure, because they lost MVS. They released them or something. I can't remember, but that was big. And then I'm trying to think. I could be wrong. Oh no. The Commanders made some big signings too. They signed Austin Eckler. They just got Bobby Wagner on a 1-year deal, I think, and then they signed like Marcus Mariota, and I think they signed somebody else. I could be wrong, but the Bills just signed Curtis Samuel. He was on the Commanders last year, but the Bills signed him, and the Commanders traded Sam Howell to the Seahawks. Just kind of interesting, but Kenny Pickett, speaking of the Steelers, Kenny Pickett got traded to the Eagles. Russell Wilson signed with the Steelers. Yeah, it's crazy. And then also Devin White signed with the Eagles, former Bucks linebacker. And then Mike Evans re-signed with the Bucks. Baker Mayfield re-signed with the Bucks. Carlton Davis got traded from the Bucks to the Lions. Crazy. Like, this is a lot of stuff happening. I think Cameron Curl signed with the Rams or it was one of the NFC West teams. I don't know if it was the Rams, because he was on the Commanders last year, but he signed with the Rams or somebody last year. But yeah, and then the Bills re-signed Taylor Rapp, the safety. So yeah, he's obviously gonna be in Buffalo for a while. But yeah, we haven't made a lot of big moves, which I'm kind of concerned. But we'll see what we do in the draft. But yeah, we'll see. We re-signed a couple guys. We signed Josh Uche. We signed and re-signed a good amount of linemen, which we definitely need some linemen, because our linemen the last few years have been terrible. We definitely needed some linemen. But it's been, I would say, free agency has been definitely surprising. It's definitely more surprises to come. I just know it. But nah, I'm excited for the season for sure. I'm definitely excited for the season because it's like it's up in there with KC. Like, is they gonna three-peat? It's up in there with other teams. Like, is somebody gonna take them down? Like, at the end of the day, we've seen over the past few seasons, like, it don't matter if they gotta go on the road or if they at home. You gotta go through Kansas City. If you beat Kansas City, you almost guaranteed to win the Super Bowl. Almost, not quite, not quite. The Bengals found that shit out the hard way, but not quite. You beat Kansas City, you're almost guaranteed to win the Super Bowl if you beat them in the playoffs. But don't get your hopes up, because you gotta win the Super Bowl to be able to say that. But nah, you at the end of the day, you gotta go through Kansas City and AFC. NFC is really just up in the air. Like, NFC is really up for the grab. Like, I'm not even trying to be disrespectful to nobody, but obviously you got not the Rams, but you got the 49ers. Obviously you got, the what's a bunch of teams, man. Like, you got the Eagles, you got, the Lions. I feel like the Lions had the potential to get back to where they was at, man. The Lions are the real deal. But you got the Lions, you got, I already said the Eagles, of course. You got uh I'm not gonna say the Cowboys. The Cowboys have the potential, but obviously, they anyway. Yeah, the Cowboys, they got the potential, obviously, of course, but it's I feel like the NFC is more wide open than anything. But definitely excited for this next season for sure. Definitely excited for what is left of free agency, because that's definitely gonna be really interesting. But this last little segment, I'm trying not to make this too long, but I do just want to say, and I know I say this every single episode, but obviously I'm gonna say it again. But if you haven't before this episode, if this is your first time watching or whatever it is, man, do me a favor. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. I'm on YouTube, Apple Podcasts. I'm on Spotify, iHeart, Amazon. Like, I'm trying to get get out to as many platforms as I can. But yeah, if you ain't already, man, go ahead. I got 7 episodes, I believe. Yeah, 7 episodes already out before this one. So, go ahead, check those out. Leave some like, comment, subscribe, all that on them too. If you're new to the channel or new to my page and this is your first time watching, go ahead, follow me. Definitely appreciate that. But man, I appreciate every single one of y'all. I'm definitely gonna get back to being more consistent. I'm gonna try to put out 2 to 3 episodes a week, but I just had to get in here, man, and I was like, man, I need to get in here and make an episode, because I wasn't trying to rush it. Obviously, when I was like, man, I just need to get back in, but I was trying to just get back into the flow. So it's gonna be, you're gonna see a lot more of me. So don't get too don't get too comfortable, because it's more to come. But nah, I just appreciate everybody that's tuning in and taking time to listen or watch whatever you're doing. And like I said, if you got feedback for me, I take any criticism, good or bad. If you got it for me, reach out to me. If you do have my contact info, because I'm just trying to get better. I'm just trying to learn and grow. So I'm trying to hopefully make money off this platform one day. So anything helps. But man, I just appreciate everybody, and it's definitely more to come for sure. That's all I can say. Definitely more to come. But thanks again. God bless everyone, and stay tuned. Until next time. Peace. Nah, that was bad. Let me stop. Okay. Until next time. Peace. That was bad, y'all.
D.A. Jour in your speakers.